Mr. Mark Packer from the Green Party of Pennsylvania.
I'm also the Green Party nominee for the U.S. Senate. I want to tell you that for the last few weeks, I've been pretty astounded to read accounts, listen to testimony of a lot of people, from folks who can no longer drink the water from their once clean wells, let their children play on their own farms because of the danger of frack ponds, and in some cases not even able to live on their land now the drilling operations have started on their neighbor's land. I've also heard numerous industry statements that the Marcellus shale drillers are never responsible for this environmental degradation. According to them, there's never been a single case proven of well water contamination due to drilling, even when those wells did not show that kind of contamination or meant they built up prior to drilling. If you believe the industry line, it's all coincidental and not their fault. Well, I have to admit something to you folks. My mama didn't raise no geniuses, but she sure as hell didn't raise any fools. And I recognize a scam when I hear one. This is one big scam. I live in the city of Pittsburgh. I got city water. People think I shouldn't be worried about it. But I live next to a 261-acre cemetery that's wooded and a 561-acre wooded park. And I can imagine drilling in and out because I live in a flat busted city that's looking for revenues. I can imagine the rivers and the lakes that I kayak on being contaminated by these wells. In addition, I'm a physician assistant in emergency medicine, and I see patients from outside the city, and I remember the story of the nurse in Colorado who almost died after being exposed to fracking fluids. And she lingered near death for a month because the companies wouldn't tell them what was in the chemicals she was exposed to. We're kind of stuck here in Pennsylvania. I'm surrounded by danger. I feel like I ought to call 911 every day of my life. I'm sitting here with a DEP I can't count on because the drilling companies have paid $4.2 million in contributions just on lobbying in Pennsylvania in 2007. In most countries that's called bribery, here it's called lobbying. Don't forget the urban centers. Thank you.
David Myers. Kind of funny that I got the position just behind the American Petroleum Institute. I am an activist. I'm not paid for what I do, but I am a concerned citizen of Allegheny County. Since the questions that were posed were four, I'll answer those four questions and then raise a fifth. The first, the priorities for the study. I'm concerned that the study is focused so exclusively on one part of the water cycle, to say nothing of the larger environmental impact. So number one, I would encourage the EPA to expand the scope of the study to include all aspects of the water cycle, to also look at the environmental impact that cuts across the air and the water and the land and biodiversity. The second question was, what deserves more study? Recently I was touring through Westmoreland County and I saw stories of neighbor against neighbor and community against community. And in the case of Pittsburgh, we just had a city council that supported a resolution on the moratorium on the moratorium on hydraulic fracking. And Allegheny County is considering the same. The state above, to the north of us, New York State, is also imposed a moratorium. So we're now seeing city, county, and statewide concerns that clearly cut across the all aspects of Marcellus shale, traversing many different states. So I encourage the EPA to leverage its position as an actual national arbiter of environmental concerns. The third question in terms of data, you heard plenty of people such as Stephanie from Washington County. And the fourth question as to where, again, we've heard plenty of stories in Washington County and Greene County. But the fifth question I asked is, what should the EPA be doing now? And I'll leave it at that.
My name is Ed Bortz. I'm the Green Party candidate for Congress in the 14th Congressional District of Pennsylvania. I have only one question. What kind of a government oversight body is it? Whether it's the U.S. Congress or the Environmental Protection Agency that would even consider proposals from the gas industry that require exemptions from the Clean Water Act, the Clean Air Act, the Environmental Response Compensation and Liability Act, also known as the Superfund Law, the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act, and the Safe Drinking Water Act. In addition, the gas industry has been exempt from the public's right to know, meaning companies can withhold information about the chemicals they use in a hydraulic fracturing process. Having a list of fracturing chemicals in the water is not the same as knowing the volumes, the concentrations, and the cumulative effects of these chemicals in the millions of gallons of frack water used in the process. No amount of tweaking or refining the regulations can reconcile the immediate and long-term health danger to the inhabitants and environment of Pennsylvania. Hydraulic fracturing for gas should be banned. Pennsylvania needs to move forward with clean energy from wind, solar, geothermal, and other truly clean, renewable energy technologies, as well as serious energy conservation. There are thousands of green energy jobs for Pennsylvania if we get serious about creating a green energy infrastructure. We should not be moving environmentally backwards and creating future disasters for our children and grandchildren with the onslaught of hydraulic fracturing, gas extraction.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening.
He sold the idea and intrigued me that everyone was going to drill a well in their backyard, everyone was going to get free gas, and everyone was going to get rich. That was the sales pitch. Since then, I've done a lot of research, searched around the country, and wondered what was going to happen to Pennsylvania. So I looked to Louisiana, Texas, Wyoming, Colorado, and what I've seen and heard from experts in the field is nothing but a tragedy of people getting sick. It's sad that I was thinking that Pennsylvania could actually learn from previous experience, from all the things that happened to those people, from brain lesions to workers not being protected, and first responders not being protected by a thing called proprietary information. The story I read was in the Durango, Colorado News about a worker that got taken to the emergency room. The nurse was overtaken with fumes. They called a code orange and shut the hospital down. The driller wouldn't tell the doctor. And I don't know what all happened to those folks, but anyway, it was a tragedy. There's a FRAC Act that's being introduced in Congress by Congresswoman Delgette, and our Senator Robert Casey brought it into the Senate. My legislators don't really want that to go through, and he also said he does not want the EPA to oversee what Pennsylvania's DEP is doing. I called the EPA for some help with the incident, and I'll follow up since my time's up. But I believe DEP is a failure in Pennsylvania.